Hey everyone, I'm ScytherGreen from Server 73, and welcome back to my Do-Over series. This is episode 3, covering days 7 to 14 of my mostly free-to-play adventure on Server 400. This week I've been building power, working on my march, joining in on a couple of events, and I've learned a lot more about how this server plays compared to the Conquest servers. Let's jump in. So, starting the week on day 7, I was sitting at about 110,000 overall power, with 21,000 STP, that's strongest troop power. Fast forward to day 14, and I'm up to 144,000 power and 27,000 STP. Not bad for a slow and steady free-to-play climb. However, compared to the top players, I am very far behind. I'm still on tier 2 troops for now, but I'm lining up for a big jump once my barracks hit level 20. Most of this week I've been focused on the production research tree. It's not exciting, but it's what keeps the resources flowing so I can upgrade buildings as soon as they're ready. On a server like 400, where we can't farm abandoned castles for extra loot, production research is what makes sure I'm not stuck waiting days just to gather enough to start my next big upgrade. Of course, research is only half the picture. Out in the field, my main march has been putting in most of the visible work. Right now my main march is Merlin, Moctezuma, Hippolyta, and Leonidas, with Demeter as the dragon. This lineup's been holding strong. It gets me through the first 3 floors of the Mysterium and up to level 7 in the Well of Time. Against gnomes, I'm doing fine, but I can already see where I could sharpen things up. Leonidas is my shield on the front line. He soaks up incoming damage and uses his ultimate to cut down the damage he personally takes for a few seconds, letting him hold the line longer. He also deals some physical damage to all enemies when he uses it, helping to soften them up for the rest of the team. Next to him, Hippolyta is all about disruption, hitting random targets, slowing them, and adding even more energy drain. Behind them, Merlin's throwing magic damage across the whole enemy lineup, while Moctezuma keeps us going with solid heals and regeneration. And Demeter's bringing those early stuns and a bit of extra damage reduction to make sure the front line holds. It's very much a control team. I keep the enemy's energy low, patch up my own damage, and let Merlin's area damage slowly grind them down. The only problem is, Merlin's ultimate gets a 50% damage boost if the target is chilled, and my march doesn't have a single chill effect. So that bonus? Completely wasted. That's why Yoshitsune is on my radar. I've got enough fragments to take him past Merlin's star level, and his style is the complete opposite. Pure, heavy single target burst that hits even harder when the enemy's already below half health. No special conditions, just clean damage. Swapping him in would change my march from slow control to quick, surgical kills. For now, I'm sticking with Merlin, mostly because he was P2W and came along with my third builder, but I have Yoshitsune ready to jump in when I decide I want a faster, more aggressive approach. This week wasn't all about troop training and lineup tweaks. There were some bigger moments that kept things exciting. Early in week 2, I skipped Infernal Assault so I could help out on my main account with the Legion of Frostborn event. I'll make a guide on Infernal Assault later, because once you know the basics, it's easily one of the most profitable events in the game. Here on 400, my alliance Ethereal Woods managed to capture a few cities this week, and I joined in on some of the sieges. Taking a city is all about speed and timing. If everyone surrounds the walls and garrisons without leaving gaps, you can bring them down quickly. But if the formation's messy, every extra second you spend hitting costs more action points. Once someone declares the attack, there's a 3-minute countdown before the battle starts, and only certain members can declare, so it's worth your R6s double-checking those settings in the alliance menu beforehand. And here's something that can catch people out. Alliances have a set limit on how many territories they can own. If you go over that limit, any city you've just fought for goes straight back to the gnomes. And speaking of cities, here's how the map is looking right now. Vitas clearly holds the largest share of territory, stretching across the entire south, center, and parts of the northeast. Yugivia is concentrated in the far north and northeast, with a solid block but less total land in green. Ruslan controls the northwest and some central west areas, but is noticeably split by Green's territory in the middle. Now, if we look at the alliance rankings, Ironclad Compact are way out in front with over 31 million power. Ethereal Woods is sitting in second with just over 23 million, neck and neck with Moth Ying Tenmuk, and after that, the gap starts to widen. This power spread explains why territory lines are so patchy. The top few alliances can take and hold cities, but there isn't one dominant force controlling the whole map. On a Conquest server, you'd expect the top 1 or 2 alliances to band together and lock down the best cities. Here, it's more like everyone's carving out their own corner. That covers the sieges for this week. But if you really want to see how different 400 is compared to Conquest, you have to look at how conflicts get handled. In Conquest, alliances tend to work together, especially during Legion of Frostborn. Everyone pitches in for the big fights, there's clear planning, and the whole server moves as one. To 400 is much more self-focused. Each alliance looks after its own interests. There are some leader chats and Discord groups trying to organize things, but not every alliance takes part, so we don't have a full server-wide plan. And when there's a dispute? In Conquest, if someone hits you outside an event, you just talk it out. Here, I've seen players port straight into hives and start hitting whatever they can find as revenge, followed by world chat callouts and trash talk. It's chaotic, unpredictable, and I have to admit, pretty entertaining to watch. So that's week 2 on server 400. Next time, we'll see if this server starts to pull together or keeps doing its own thing, and maybe I'll finally give Yoshitsune a shot in my main march. What do you think? Is a self-focused server like this a red flag for the future, or just another way to play? And if you started fresh yourself, how's your server set up? Are the alliances working together, or all doing their own thing? And for the beginners out there, would you rather run a slow, control-heavy team like mine right now, or a fast, burst damage lineup? Let me know in the comments. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so you don't miss the next episode. See you in Norheim.